It should have an opportunity to be debated, to be able to have facts brought forth by health professionals and those within our and leaders within our communities before we just decide to put something into law.
Uniting New York State and 3 Republican lawmakers, including Assemblyman Chris Tague, filed a lawsuit against Governor Kathy Hochul, Dr. Mary Bassett, the New York State Department of Health, and the Public Health and Health Planning Council. They claim the isolation and quarantine procedures known as Rule 2.13 were in violation of the New York State Constitution. Assemblyman Chris Tague says he believes this oversteps the separation of powers.
It's, unconstitutional in our eyes, and anything like that should go through the legislature.
Absolutely. Absolutely. It shouldn't even exist to that egregious of a degree anyway. What Kathy Hochul hopes to do is take our liberty away, and this impacts us because we are New Yorkers. Okay? So, if, like I said before, if you have the sniffles, she wants to be able to utilize the police department to kick your door down, red coat style, remove your grandma, your grandpa, your son, your daughter, your baby, the dog, whatever, the fish, at gunpoint. No Second Amendment right for us, though, to protect our home. When? How long can she hold you for? How long can they quarantine and isolate you for? That's a good question. Let's find out. Let's find out.
Section 2.13, Isolation and Quarantine Procedures, says to control the spread of highly contagious communicable disease, the Commissioner of Health may issue or direct the local health authority to issue isolation and/or quarantine orders consistent with the due process of the law if the Commissioner deems it's appropriate. The court ruled that 2.13 only gives lip service to due process because the isolation and quarantine would go into effect before the order could be challenged.
As we suspected, the judge found it to be unconstitutional.
We feel, very confident that if we appeal this, we'll be successful.
There she is. We feel confident, she tells you with a straight face, that if we appeal this, we will be successful. You would think that she would at least, buy a clue, right? And say, well, you know what? Let me rearrange this. Let me make a couple of changes. No. She wants it as is. Because that is her point, that is her goal, to take away our freedom, okay? To take away our freedoms. That week that we don't know where a family member of ours or even ourselves can get carried away, taken somewhere, not know where we're going, can't tell our family members where we're being taken. They're not gonna tell you how long it takes before you're released, where you'll be released from. It's ridiculous. Under what? Same thing Lujan Grissom said. Using emergency protocols to do this. That's why they never relinquish these emergency powers. That's why they love it. That's why they like to propagate fear for that. To keep you in a cloud, to keep you foggy, in a haze, where you don't know what's going on around you. Just constant fear. And then, you compound that with an invasion, crime running rampant. Yeah, it overwhelms people. People already have their own daily stresses. How to make ends meet. They got to worry about getting mugged on the train or punched or harassed or worse, or sexually assaulted. It's ridiculous. Then we got to worry about our own government trying to forego our constitutional rights, using excuses, using a fabricated health crisis. It never stops. It's like I said, they use their power to try and pull their agenda off. Whatever it is that they are trying to do, that is what, and like I said, what it is that they're trying to do, topple this country, dismantle our very way of life. He says it, build back better, but it's not better. And you're not building back anything. In order to build back, you must destroy first, correct?
Control of persons infected or exposed. Here's what that means. Isolation is if you're infected. Quarantine is if you're exposed. They both last only so long as to limit the spread of disease. That's exactly what's supposed to be happening.
But counsel, isn't there supposed to be some type of time limitation on how long that's supposed to be happening? I didn't see that. I didn't see that. Where is the term of confinement? It doesn't determine where the term of confinement is. Are there definite time frames for the confinement in Rule 2.13?
So, Your Honor, just first off, I would take issue with the characterization of this as confinement.
So there you have it. You just heard the judge. She doesn't see it there. There's nothing that determines the terms of the confinement. For how long? It's not there. It's not there because it's intentionally not there. I mean, you had to sue your way out of there previously. That's what the Supreme Court hearing found. That was the only way. And right here in the appellate court, they're not finding it either. And what does this lunatic that's representing Kathy Hochul and the Department of Health? I take an issue with it being determined. I don't give a fuck what you take an issue with. It's nonsense, these people. Oh my God, it's exactly what it is. You talk sweet as you stab people in the back with these people. Oh my God, we're doing it because we care about you. Get the hell out of here with your bullshit. Reminds me of Texas governor. He likes to say that he's doing a lot of stuff too. But then there's stuff that he does that he ain't telling you.
This is not confinement or civil commitment, but order 2.13b requires that the order is going to include an expected duration.